will not give you an advice whether is it timely for you to buy or sell. This is not that kind of channel. Okay, some YouTuber even borrow your talk. Did they? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so but what is important for me is that this channel is all the things I say is meant for you for additional point of reference, for education, for entertainment. Okay, cool. All right. The news just came out. The inflation in July rose by 8.5%. It's a decline from the previous month of 9.1%, and that's fantastic. That's phenomenally fantastic. In the 1970s and 80s, the inflation went up forever. For like it looks like forever. Went for 10 years, 10 over years. And many economists, many doomsday pessimists and all this will say that this is a revisit of the 10 years of inflation in the 1970s. And when I read the signal, I was I still read the signals. It initially had those signs, so I was equally worried. But later I realized, wow, there were signs that things are declining. Okay, I saw those leading indicators, and I quickly took advantage of the channel and informed everybody. Didn't I inform everybody, right? And I didn't just advise once. Those signs were very clear. I advised everybody twice, 3 times that the inflation is coming down. Okay, and I was firing shots after shots after shots, and these are not small shots. These are quite big shots. 50,000, 100,000, 50,000, 100,000, 50,000, 100,000, right? Okay. Interestingly, my wife didn't even bother. In 2008, she at least asked, hey, are we running out of money? At that time we were running out of money, but this time around it's just whatever Lou wants to do, he go and do it. Okay. Yes, and I did discuss with her, and she encouraged me. If you think it's completed, you're right. You go ahead, right? So that's great. So the inflation has gone down, okay, to 8.5%. The inflation is not over. Prices are still high, but it's not over. Okay, it's not over. Just a reminder, those on Facebook, I will move more and more talks to YouTube. So do sign up my YouTube channel. It's at 1N65YT+1, or okay, just go straight to YouTube, and there you click subscribe and give a like. Okay, all right, and click the bell for notification. So the inflation rate fell from 9.1% in June to 8.5% in July. This is a bigger slowdown than economists have projected. And I wonder who on earth are these economists, right? Who are these economists? Now, I couldn't have predicted anything, okay? Because I don't have the statistics, I don't have the numbers, okay? Neither do I have the time, but it's clear to me that the inflation rate will come down. So, and it did come down, okay? It did come down, and I was prepared for it already. Now, just to give you a feel of how inflation rates come down, this is a very interesting chart. This shows the 1970s. Look at the inflation, right? It shot up phenomenally. Now, there's a few rise and fall and rise and fall, but it shot up phenomenally, okay? And then when Paul Volcker comes in, he whacked the interest rate really hard, just like what Jerome Powell is doing right now, and then the inflation rate starts to fall. And then we have a period of very nice low inflation, and then it rises again. And that's where Jerome Powell whacked the inflation really hard with aggressive interest rate increase. And now there's signs of it coming down. How sure are we that this will sustain? Nobody knows, right? Nobody really knows. But the signs are good, okay? Signs are good. Not only the top line CPI is consumer price index, have indicated that the inflation is coming down. There's this thing called core inflation now. In Singapore, I don't think we hardly talk about core inflation, but in US, there's this core inflation. The core inflation, which is a change in goods and services, excluding food and energy sector, is also coming down. So So therefore, oil is coming down, goods and services coming down. So some of things are not coming down. And we talk about not everything came down, but majority of the things are coming down. And the core inflation also came down by 0.3%. Okay, that in June that figure was 0.7%. Price of goods are coming down. If you look at next slides, okay. Mr. Lu, to the moon with you. Okay, that's great. Inflation rate reduced on Wednesday morning, which is now, show that prices of some goods are beginning to cool. Prices of apparel fell by 0.1%. Prices of shoes, baby clothes, women's coat, and all this have fallen. Major appliances fell 2.2%. Jewelry fell by 1.2%. Okay. On the other hand, women's dresses, living room furniture, household paper products saw their prices continue to rise. Okay. Now, in the words of a chief economist at Flexport, Fritz Forder, it basically says this: it's like a massive traffic jam. It's like a massive traffic jam. Okay, that's unclogging. Okay, it's like a massive traffic jam that's unclogging, and therefore some of the supply chain clogs are now released, right? Okay. He also, who the hell is this? Brave spender. Sorry, what are you talking about? Okay. What he also like crypto means he's a scammer. Since when I say I like crypto? Okay. Again, right? Some more nonsense from some of these guys on YouTube. I will ban you. Okay. Not all items prices are falling. Food prices are accelerating, driven by higher costs in coffee, butter, and other goods, and that's quite a concerning thing. No, so not everything is falling, but we have got prices like food, okay, butter and other goods that are they are rising, and in fact this is a point of concern because food is a necessity. You cannot siam it, right? Yes, and Chanel is increasing price as well, and that is true. Chanel is increasing price, and by the way, Prada has just increased prices, and many brands are increasing prices, right? So, by the way, let's not talk about that for a while. Okay, the fall in inflation rate could potentially trigger a fall in interest rate, okay, by the Fed. Okay, sorry, a fall in the increase in interest rate by the Fed. Okay, so which means that the Federal Reserve has always been wanting to increase the interest rate very high by maybe 0.75%. Now they may think of increasing by 0.5% instead, okay? Because increasing interest rate has consequences, right? Consequences. And those people who have just came to YouTube, please remember, you all need to know what to do, okay? That's fair, reciprocity, remember, reciprocity. So anyway, the fall in inflation rate, okay? The fall inflation rate simply means that now the Federal Reserve may not need to increase interest rate by so much, which is why, right now the stock market is going to the moon. Okay, I don't have the latest result. Can someone please tell me what is the increase in S&P 500 and Nasdaq right now from yesterday? I suspect it will have increased by close to 2% really, right? So therefore, already the media is all talking about cooler inflation rate takes Federal Reserve hike down to the wire. Okay, so Barclays favors a 50 basis point. Okay, so 0.5%. Sorry, 2% is for what? S&P 500 1.9%. Wow, that's a lot for S&P 500. Usually it's just Nasdaq. Okay, so let's talk about what's Nasdaq 2.5%? You kidding me? Whoa, okay. Wow, Nasdaq went up by 2.5%, S&P 500 went up by 2%. Congratulations to all who have made money, okay? Congratulations to all who have made money, okay? Of course, I congratulate myself a bit, okay? Let's talk about scenario, shall we? S&P 500 at 4,200 points, damn fast, man, okay? Let's talk about the prediction of the inflation rate in the optimistic case, and then we talk about pessimistic case. Let's just crystal ball, shall we? So the optimistic case is this, that I think on top of all the things I've said, okay, a new news have came out, which is that the supply bottlenecks have reduced, providing relief. The supply bottlenecks have reduced, providing relief. The supply bottleneck, the supply bottleneck, which means that those freight costs, those airline costs, and so on, those trucking costs and all these pressures have came down. Wow, that's and I didn't realize until tonight when I was doing my research. There is a graph, there is an index that shows the pressure of the supply chain. In fact, it's called the Global Supply Chain Index. Okay, it's called the GSCPI. Okay, Global Supply Chain Pressure Index. Okay, and this has been pretty flat all the years, and went up. Okay, it went up during the height of the inflation, and now it's came down quite substantially. Okay, so how do they calculate this? Not important for us to know, but note that they have actually put in freight costs, delivery costs, time to deliver, etc., etc. So all these are very powerful. All these are very powerful indices that compile together with it. And I think they have summarized quite a lot of all these index into one, and not so important. The main thing is that it's coming down. That's good news, right? Supply chain is finally unclogging. That's damn good news, right? Let's give ourselves a round of applause for the world, you know. In fact, in the church we will say, Amen, you know, wow, okay? Yeah. I'll answer some of the questions later. Hold your questions, okay? So this is on top of all the price pressure that is relieving. We have got now price pressure. We're now price pressure relieving from commodity, from oil, from palm oil, from all sorts of crude oil and things like that. So you know the pressure is relieving, and that's very great, right? So so I think these are all good news from the point of inflation, right? All good news from point of inflation. Let's talk about pessimistic case. What do you think are the bad things that can happen that can cause prices to spike? Anybody? What do you think that can cause prices to spike? Okay, anybody? I'll be happy to. Okay, what do you think can cause prices to spike? Something I talked about it, you know, recently. Okay. Yes. Alright, Bunty, you're right. Okay. Yes. Right now, right. Yeah. Okay. China crash, war, Taiwan, China-Taiwan conflict, China. Yes. That to me is the most scary thing, right? The China-Taiwan conflict. You may not know or may not know specific, but China actually surrounded the waters of Taiwan, you know, and that's pretty serious, right? Okay, China actually surrounded Taiwan in a siege. You know, they could starve the country to death in that sense, you know. But fortunately, they just called off the exercise today, just a few hours ago, but they promised that we're going to patrol this area a lot. Just basically, I will continue to irritate you. You know, you bloody Taiwan. You know, not you know, that kind of thing. So, I'm not here to say who's right, who's wrong, but semiconductor prices shot up as a result, right? So, semiconductor is a very important thing, and it's very painful, right? It's very painful. The US will conduct air and maritime transit in the next few weeks. So what the hell can US do? Yeah. US is really in this thing. US really talk big, you know. During the Ukraine war, what did they do? You know, they sent a lot of weapons over, but you know, they can't get personally into a war. Yeah. So anyway, China-Taiwan standoff could increase global chip shortages. Already, the global chip shortages is very serious. Semiconductor prices are still high, and the supply chain blockages on semiconductors is still bad. Okay, I just asked my friend who is in the manufacturing business, IT, no hope, man. the global chip shortage is still bad, So, yeah, okay. The other thing that is a point of concern is wages continue to be high because of high labor demand, labor shortages. Okay, wages going to be high. Housing cost is high. Look at the housing prices in Singapore. It's madness, right? It's madness to the point of recklessness. So it's going to be high, and this will keep inflation high for quite a long while. So there are quite a lot of relief in the price pressure, but there is still a lot of increase in certain items. So therefore, we are not out of the woods. Okay, we are not out of the woods. And you're right. If China opens up now, we're dead. We're dead. China opens up now, the inflation will shoot to the roof. In some sense, China, by not opening up, by having all this lockdown, has provided the world with some inflation relief. Yeah. So therefore, this is what I found just now. You know, I screen capture all the price increase. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq are all going up and going up pretty high. I don't know what's the latest right now, okay? But I'm still seeing the stock prices going up. I've said, and it was coming down for past few days, right? Now it's shooting up again, right? So it exactly fall into my prediction, which is called a volatile recovery. Didn't I say a volatile recovery? I must say it for the last few weeks, maybe 10 times, there'll be a volatile recovery, and it is actually happening. So for now, I'm taking comfort that the predictions that I made are correct. I'm taking comfort that the shots I fired are at the right time, okay? So I'm just, quietly celebrating a little bit on it. I'm mindful that the worst is not over and far from over, okay? But you know what? Money are made at the worst time, are not made at the best time. A lot of people say, but Mr. Lu, still got inflation. Mr. Lu, still got China issues. Mr. Lu got this problem, blah, blah, blah. It is exactly at the time when it's the worst, when there's blood in the streets, where there's money and opportunity to make. If you wait until peace on earth, then you can invest. It's tangku money for you to wait to make, right? Okay. So anyway, so it's a good news. It's a very good news that right now the inflation is showing signs that it's coming down. The market is responding very positively, and therefore, we should all celebrate, right? Okay, we should all celebrate, right? Okay. So that's what I want to share tonight. I'm happy to take some questions. Anybody have any questions, please let me know. Yeah. Mr. Lu, what would you suggest we do now? Buy or in? I cannot tell you what you should do, okay? But I can tell you what I'm doing. I'm not buying now. I'm not selling now, okay? So I'm not buying because I think the best time to buy for me, I didn't say for you, for me, it's what I've done. Now, I still have a quarter of a buck to fire, which unfortunately the market has run up a bit too strong, so I'll hold it back, right? It's okay. It's okay if we can. I was prepared to fire $1, but I only could fire 0.75 of it, but I'm prepared to let go at the other 2.5. Okay, so yeah. Mr. Lu, do you think China attack Taiwan? Probably not, but I think the chances of it attacking is higher. Okay, higher. How will midterm election affect S&P 500? Any government, not just the United States government, any government before an election would do whatever it can to boost the economy and show good news so that so that they win votes, right? So which means that before the midterm elections, ceteris paribus, they will do whatever it takes to improve the economy, and that's good for the stock market. Prime Minister Lee says that the day of low interest rate is over. How should this interpret? There's no need to interpret. You take it exactly what he says. The low interest rate days are over. You will never see those low interest days again for a long time. Okay. Yeah. Mr. Lu, inflation cooled down slightly, which is good. Are you concerned about recession? Recent earning release shows that some company is slowing growth, Intel whatsoever. Okay, so interestingly, uh, sorry, there's cats running around and making a lot of noise. So what we are most fearful right now is not recession, it's inflation. In fact, the more signs that we have right now that that a recession is coming may not be a bad thing because it relieves price pressure. In fact, the day when the number of jobs was double that of forecast, the stock market have a beating, you know. So because they are fearful, so in that sense, I would deem that some recessionary pressure is good. Okay. All right, cool. I'm just taking prayer. Singapore savings bonds interest rate will not see 3% for the near future as today's CPI points to peaking and overheat. What will you do? I'll be frank with you, I don't touch SSB bonds, SSB because it's just too low for me. The kind of interest is just too low for me. But it's just me, okay? Yes. Mr. Lu, what do you think of the bill for semicon? Do you think companies like Broadcom will ship back to US? I think some part of it will. Okay, some of it I don't think they will do aggressively because manufacturing is very expensive in US. So labor cost is very expensive in US. Yeah. Mr. Lu, having a flu, you sound having. Yes, I have a bad throat. Okay, I've tested myself twice for COVID. It's negative, so I'm just taking it a little bit easy. But I could wait until tomorrow and tell you. But tonight, you know, is where the market is having a big run. I want to tell you real time what's happening. You know, therefore, despite my bad throat, I'm coming on top. So therefore, those 200 people who still haven't given a like, please give a like. You know, if I reciprocity, right? Reciprocity. Now banks are offering some good interest rate for Singapore fixed deposit and short duration. We're worth to park some cash there. Yeah, why not, right? But I like to keep my dry powder in a place where I can quickly deploy. So I couldn't be bothered. Yes. How would a revolt in USA impact market? Why would you think of a revolt in USA? Why it happen? When was the last time they have a revolt in USA? Right? Why would it happen? Right? It's pretty unbelievable outcome. Okay. Do you have an impression of do you have an impression of S&P 500 support level? I don't plot graph and charts. I don't believe in that for now. Not say I don't believe that. I won't have time to read all those things. I just read macroeconomic signals and that's enough for me, right? But there are chartists like Tom Lee, a very good guy. Just Google him. He says that the S&P 500 could touch 4,800 by end of the year. It's good. If he ever does that, you know, I'll celebrate, you know, with nice ice cream and things like that. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I hope. Wow, I'm recovering already. The last few days was terrible. All right, cool. Macy, you not yet give a like. Why? Okay, just give a like. What is the one buck you mentioned? Oh, 1 buck. 1 buck is 1 million. It's a investment banker term. They use 1 buck. Okay, it's like in India, I think for 100,000 they call it 1 lakh or something like that. Okay, and then when in Indonesia, I think the Chinese businessmen they say 100,000 rupiah, 1 million rupiah. I think 1 million rupiah is 1条. I don't know. It's just like yeah. Okay, Chu Sim, I don't exactly know what you're saying. Okay, okay. Any other questions? Have you seen my cat, by the way? If you want to see my cat, I can bring it here. Okay, yeah, they're pretty cute. Okay, thank you. Okay, S&P 500 is still 15 to 20% away from peak. Okay, yes. You think can buy? Well, I'm not buying, but you know, if you deem that 15-20% is big enough, yeah, I think why not? Yes, yeah, yes, whiskey, and now I got this chong chong, which is show the cat. Okay, you want me to show the cat? Yes, please. Just give me 1 minute. Ah. If I show the cat, would everybody give me more likes, please? Okay, I'll show you the cat. Okay, hi boy, come. All right, the audience wants to see you. All right, cool. This is my kitten. Everybody give a like, please. Okay, it's a kitten. It's a kitten. Huh? It's a kitten. It's a munchkin. Okay, it's a munchkin. The cat is the cat has short legs. You may not notice. The legs are pretty short. Okay, yeah. It's a pretty playful. It's a pretty playful cat actually. This cat is extremely cute. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. Kate bought it. Okay. Yeah, Kate bought it. It's very, very playful. Okay, how do you train a cat? I think cats don't need to be trained. I think, by the way, you notice I'm not much time in Singapore, right? So the times I'm in Singapore, it's a munchkin. Yeah, okay. The times I'm in Singapore, you know, I try to catch up with my kids, and yeah, is it tiring to take care of kittens? I don't take care of kittens. Most of the time overseas, right? But when I'm overseas, this is very, very cute. Okay, yes, and this is the cute cat. Okay, and there's a big one over there. All right, cool. Thank you, Charlie. Good to see you. Yes, fortune cat. Okay, notice it's pretty well behaved. You just sit here and just get. It's very, very cute. It's very, very cute. All right, cool. Okay, yes. Yeah, it's really very cute. Okay, I really love this cat. Okay, everybody give a chong. This is called chong chong. It's like a okay chong chong. Give a like. This cat is cute, but it's not as cute as the big one. The big one is cuter. You want me to show you? Whiskey, come. Come here. He's gonna come. Come here, boy. Oh, this is big. Alright, this cat doesn't stay quite still, okay? Alright, okay. This cat is like a Persian cat. This cat is even prettier, okay? This cat is even prettier, right? Okay. Yeah, this cat is very well behaved. Yes, very beautiful. It's a boy also, but it's a more shy cat. Okay, it's a more shy cat. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Okay. Yes, this is what they call a ragged muffin. Okay, very, very cute. Yes. All right, cool. Pretty, right? This cat. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Yes, very, very cute. The two cats will fight. Yeah. Okay. Whiskey, say hello to everybody. But this cat a bit atas, a bit no manners. Okay. All right, go. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, cool. Okay. Yeah, the hair is like yuck. Okay, the small one not so bad, the big one, the hair flying around. Yep. Yes. So, any last questions? Okay, we have got good news today. We've got very good. Both cats are very cute. We have a dog as well. Thank you. Okay. Okay, great. Okay. Haven't came on the video. She will appear tomorrow if you are interested. Okay. Mr. Lu, your Kate ooze confidence. Okay. Is more of a personality, naturally confident girl since young child, or due to environment like exposure, life selling, and she becomes slowly develop confidence. I think naturally she has a flair, but the few months of training, or close to half a year of training, really help her. She's like doing live every day, you know. So naturally, if you do it every day, you become good. So yeah, you're right. She's really amazing. Yes, thank you. Yeah, we're very proud of her. How much is Chong Chong? Good. Cat, how much you guess? May I guess? How much? I can tell you, whiskey. This whiskey was purchased 8 years ago. It's 8 years old already. At a price of $900. It was the cheapest cat in Singapore at that point in time. That was 8 years ago. Chong Chong the munchkin, okay, 2K, 5K, 8K. Any other guess? Thank you. Yeah, 2K. Okay. Any other guess? 2K, 4K. Okay. Yeah. 7K, okay, close. 900 is Chong Chong, 7K, yes, okay. So Chong Chong is 3K, 3K, yes, 3K. Very, it's already supposed to be cheap, yeah. Apparently, the parents gave birth to 2 or 3 cats. He's the most unwanted of all of them. So the seller can't wait to get rid of it. Yeah, but it turned out that this cat happened to be that it's not as pretty, but it's very lively. Yeah. So yep. So we kind of really enjoy the cat. Yes. Cool. Can breed and sell. That's my interest. Okay, but clearly I'm not in Singapore. So anyway, no, we don't have dogs. 2 cats is more enough. I think dogs cost more than cat. Not necessary. It depends on the type of dog and depends on the type of cat. Okay. Okay. So yeah, good. Okay. So what's the last count right now for S&P 5 and Nasdaq? Cats need to compound as well. This is very, very funny. Yes. What's the last count now for S&P 500 and Nasdaq? Anybody? My phone is here, so I can't check the score. Okay. Has went up by how many percent? Okay. Anybody? Anyone? Okay. 1.94%. Okay. 4,000 and 2.5%. Wow, 2.5% is a lot, man. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Wow, that's great. Okay. So quite a lot. So I think it's generally good news now. I think it's good news now. Okay. So yeah, at least I'm very sure I got the actually Kate Lu put money into S&P 500 as well. Maybe she got some of the money back really that she spent on the cat. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you you kind of pick up some learning points from tonight's sharing, and I hope that that whatever I shared was useful for you for your own reflection on the market. Okay, still good to see you. With this, okay, good night. Okay, good night, and I'll go for a walk right now. Oh yeah, very important. Yes. I want to say this. This Saturday at 3 o'clock. The chairman and chief investment advisor of Endowers is coming to Premium Mall and on the 165 YouTube talk. Okay, we're gonna do a big talk together. You'll be in the office. You'll be streamed online. He was the chief investment officer of Morgan Stanley, so he's very good, very good. Okay, he's one of the data points why I am always why I'm always ahead of the market in some sense. I always ask him for advice. Please come and attend the talk. Okay, at 3 o'clock. You will benefit tremendously from it. He's a very humble man. Okay, very humble man at 3 o'clock. Okay, very humble man. It's you can ask him, right, all the key questions like how much, how should we invest, how to do whatsoever. You can ask him. Okay. You lost money in Endowers? No, you lost money because you had bad judgment. Yeah, in your timing does matter. Okay, if you invested like what Mr. Lu have done, I don't think you whether it's Endowers or whatever, you'll be laughing to the moon. Yeah. Okay. Yes, the one you appeared on cinema big screen with Joanne Pei. Yes. Yeah. Oh, you buy TQQQ. Wow, you got guts, man. Okay. Yes, it's on Saturday. This Saturday, 3 p.m. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. With this, have a good night. Okay. Have a good night. Tomorrow, I'll try to get Kate Lu to come on the screen. Depending how the market reacts, I'll share something, but Kate Lu will do some very nice songs. Okay. Is there still investment opportunities in the coming market? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. But when it comes, would you dare to invest? Would you dare to invest? Okay, you can ask yourself this: when the market opportunity comes, do I dare to invest? Okay, reflection for last point for night. Good night, everybody. Good night. Okay, good night, Angela. Alright, cool. Good night. Okay, good night, ECP. Yes. Dennis, good night to you. Alright, good night. Alright, good night, everybody. Okay? Good night. Good night, everybody.